As organizations strive to become more agile, scalable, and responsive, the role of platform engineering has gained prominence on everyone's radar. For many, platform engineering is solely focused on the world of infrastructure deployments, CI/CD pipelines, or IDPs. But is platform engineering only about IDPs? Hello and welcome to PlatformCon 2024 and to our talk where we aim to explore the world of platform engineering beyond IDPs. I am Atulpriya Sharma, Senior Developer Advocate at InfraCloud Technologies and a CNCF Ambassador. I help individuals and organizations adopt cloud native and open source tools and projects by means of blog posts, webinars, and talks like these. Outside of work, I am a big time foodie and a travel blogger. So if I'm not working, you will find me at a restaurant trying out a new cuisine or exploring a new place.
Hi, my name is Vishal Biani. I'm CTO and founder at InfraCloud Technologies. I'm a developer turned DevOps engineer turned doing a bunch of things around cloud native technologies. In my current role as a CTO and founder at InfraCloud Technologies, I'm involved in helping customers adopt cloud native technologies, use open source effectively, and also contribute to open source upstream as well as for customers specific projects. Now, if you look at the platform engineering's evolution in last few years, I think a few of the top benefits that customers are looking for is the increased productivity from developers or development teams and much better developer experience. I think developers are generally struggling with the complexity and the cognitive overload of so many things beyond their core job. And I think reducing that is probably one of the topmost agendas on the items of platform teams. But I think for us to understand what that means, we have to first define what the platform is. So in my mind, platform is a set of tools, technologies, practices, which basically enable developers to focus on their core skill and the core output of converting the customer's requirement to value for customers, right? And today, unfortunately, because of the complexity of technologies, the breadth and width of technologies that the developer has to operate and adopt, it is not easy. So fundamentally, the platform has to solve the problem of making it easy for developers, be it creation of a test environment or be it adopting a certain cloud technology integration, just making it as easy as we can for them basically. And then inherently, platform engineering means to build a product that can make it easy for them, or to engineer a product that can make the platform usable, effective, and useful for the developers to be able to churn out programs, applications that meets customers' demand, basically. Now, internal developer portals are definitely an integral part of the platform. They definitely act as a piece that connect together various other pieces and give you like a centralized UI or an interface for engineers, to use and be effective at platform or building applications using the platform, basically. But to say that only IDPs are the entire platform would be to miss the forest for the trees. IDPs are definitely a crucial part of the entire platform, but they are not the platform, in its entirety. I think we need to understand the fact that IDPs are definitely a crucial piece, but there are pieces beyond IDPs that need to be paid attention to be able to build a successful platform and to add really value to the teams that are building applications.
Talking about platform engineering beyond internal developer portals, there are three areas that we would like to touch upon in today's talk. These are platform capabilities, organizational adoption and evangelism, and the product approach. Talking about platform capabilities, these are the services and capabilities that your platform offers to your teams. Now, there are multitude of capabilities that a platform can offer, and that is why we categorize all these capabilities into three different categories. These are develop, consume, and discover. The capabilities that are required to build a service itself fall under the develop category. So we have things like workload specification, environments, pipelines, so on and so forth. There are capabilities which are external components that are used by your service. Things like databases, message queues, registry, cache, so on and so forth. And lastly, there are ancillary systems which are used to do something with your service. Things like monitoring, observability, fleet management, and things like that. So these are the platform capabilities which a platform must offer. So let us look at some platform capabilities to understand them better. Here is a reference capability map that lists some of the capabilities that a platform must offer. Let us talk about governance and policies. As part of this, the platform should allow teams to implement policies and set up guardrails that their teams must adhere to. For instance, you might want to have a policy in place that prevents your engineering teams to create an EKS cluster without a valid IAM user or a role. What this does is that it brings in the much needed consistency and standardization across the board. It also enhances the overall security as every individual now must adhere to the policies that are in place. And lastly, this helps with auditing as well because now it's more transparent and easier to deal with. To implement governance and policies, your platform could integrate with tools like Kyverno, Open Policy Agent, or Monocle, to name a few. Testing infrastructure or test ops is another capability that a platform should provide. Allowing teams to test their changes effortlessly is in need of the hour, and test ops enables this smooth transition from traditional ways of testing to a more agile and collaborative approach. Test ops streamlines the entire testing process, including the creation, deployment, and execution of test cases. It also allows different teams to collaborate on the various testing processes. And lastly, it brings all the analytics related to your test to a single dashboard, making monitoring and reporting a breeze. To implement test ops in your platform could integrate with tools like TestCube and TraceTest, to name a few. Let us now look at workload specification that acts as a compass for software development and deployment. It is a structured blueprint that outlines various configurations, resource requirements for applications, dependencies, and scaling strategies, to name a few. Deploying workloads to different environments means that each deployment becomes a unique challenge. Every deployment will have different configuration settings that can lead to inconsistencies. But using workload specifications, teams can have standardized templates that follow best practices, which not only reduces the errors but also leads to consistent deployments. Developers today deal with multiple environments like staging, integration, and production. They need to keep a tab on different configurations for each of these environments. They must remember to apply these changes to their workloads while deploying on different targets, which leads to a higher risk of configuration errors. Workload specifications reduces this cognitive load of developers and provides them with a single comprehensive template for all workloads. With the presence of multiple environments to deploy workloads, both development and operations team need to meet the requirements correctly. And workload specification acts as a common language for both the teams, thus fostering collaboration and clear communication, leading to a smoother workflow. For adding workload specification capabilities to your platform, you could integrate with tools like Score and Dagger that can give this capability. Let us shift our focus to the next area that is critical beyond IDPs, and that is organizational backbone, adoption, and evangelism. Here are a few activities that organizations must take up to build and deploy a platform that is widely adopted by their teams. They must establish a clear shared vision for the platform's role and strategic objectives within the organization. This basically helps align the entire executive leadership, business units, along with everyone else to the value and the importance of platform engineering. They must secure adequate and sustainable funding for various platform initiatives. This includes budget allocations, resources, people, skills to ensure that platform team can deliver on the commitment of the platform and continuously improve it. Teams must establish KPIs and metrics to measure the success of the platform and its impact. They must continuously monitor and analyze the platform's usage, feedback, and the outcomes to identify areas for improvement and optimization. They should also look at identifying and integrating with relevant external systems to extend the capability of a platform and provide a better value proposition. And lastly, orgs need to promote the benefits and capabilities of a platform actively within the organization. This evangelization will help the widespread adoption of the platform across the team.
I think another crucial aspect when it comes to platforms, beyond IDPs and generally as well, is to look at them as a products and not as a one-time project. Now, what does this mean? Uh, it's crucial to see a platform as not something that you build once and then hope to deliver value out of that forever without investing more into it. We need to look at platform as something which keeps evolving, which keeps adjusting to organization's priorities, to the software delivery team's priorities. The other aspect is we need to build it in a very user-centric fashion and with feedback loops baked into it. It is very easy today in an enterprise to build a tool and not find a user, to use that tool. So it is very important for us to understand the user's persona, the user's problems, the problem we are solving for the user from the features of the platform. And that is only possible if you're able to build a minimal viable platform and evolve it from there with feedback loops and in engagement with the community, which is basically software development teams of an organization. Equally important to evangelize the platform that is being built so that people understand how to use it. People are able to give feedback. People are finding the opportunities to meet the people who are building platform and give the feedback to improve or improvise it better, basically. So, in essence, I think if I had to conclude the talk, I think IDPs are an absolute essential part of building platforms, but they are only one piece of the puzzle. It is very important for decision makers, for organizations to understand that IDPs, implementing IDPs is not the only thing that you can do to build a platform which is successful and which can add value to your software development teams. And you absolutely need to look at the aspects beyond IDP itself. Thank you so much for listening to our talk. We have published a platform engineering reference architecture, which talks about capabilities that a platform should have, across various axes, and how to cover these areas, when it comes to your organization. We also done a bunch of webinars on this topic, with some of the partners from open source technologies and some commercial tools as well. Please feel free to get a copy of the platform engineering reference architecture from the QR code which is attached in this slide. Thank you so much.